improbable Cowboys season came to an agonizing end at Lambeau Field on Sunday as the Green Bay Packers topped Dallas, eliminating them from the playoffs. The game was a classic, and the boys had their moments, but several crucial mistakes and an overturned call that will live in Dallas infamy eventually cost them the game.
I thought Tony made a great throw. Des made a great catch on the ball. Obviously, it was ruled a catch. At the outset, it looked to me like he had 3 feet down, and what they described to us all the time was a move common to the game. He maintained possession of it throughout, in my opinion. But let me make it really clear that this game wasn't about officiating. We had 60 minutes. We had an opportunity to come up here and win a ball game. At the end of the day, we didn't get a chance to do that.
The season's over, and that's the biggest disappointment. I mean, the calls, they don't go your way sometimes, and that's obviously part of the game. And it's disappointing whenever it doesn't go the way that you want. And we had a chance to win.
The season, which many thought was a hopeless cause from the start, took fans on a ride they won't soon forget, but ends the way the last 18 seasons have, watching the championship from home.
Call obviously was BS. We all know it was BS. Maybe the refs were getting back at Dallas from last week with Detroit, but it was not legit.
It's a sad day, but go Cowboys.
They gave us a great run, a great ride, and we've had a lot of fun watching them, and I'm proud of this team.
The excitement and anticipation was palpable as the Ice Bowl Part 2 played out in the frozen tundra, and Cowboys Nation was Hype City.
We've tried so hard for so many years, and we're finally here. So let's do it.
As the silver and blue rallied behind their boys, others were going green. Yeah, it may be hard to believe, but not everybody in Big D was pulling for them boys. Welcome to Vernon's Gastropub, or better known to these Packer backers, a safe haven for cheeseheads. Or, as Cowboys country may deem it, enemy territory.
Been here now for 28 years, been at Packers Bar for 27 of those years. It's a great camaraderie here, very unique.
We stopped here in Dallas to watch the game today and found this lovely Packer bar to watch the game, and it's awesome.
Enemy territory, but absolutely, we're okay. My best friend told me to come here. He begged me to come here, and we're here. There he is.
And unfortunately, this was probably the happiest place in DFW today after the Cowboys season was frozen by the Packers, with some help from the refs. Ugh.
I'm supporting the boys. They're still the best. We're proud of them. They had an amazing year. They did really good, and no matter what, we love the boys, and we're always going to be behind them. That's why we're here, even if it's cold.
A father's distraught reaction to his son's medical condition set in motion a tense situation Saturday night. At 7 p.m., the Harris County Sheriff's Office was contacted to meet with Tomball Police regarding a possible hostage situation at Tomball Regional Medical Center.
We learned that there was a male inside of a room and a patient. There was some threatening gestures or comments made, and so we evacuated, restricted the floor.
Early reports suggested the man might be armed, and the Harris County High-Risk Operation Unit was called in to negotiate, as people with loved ones inside the lockdown hospital were understandably concerned for their safety.
Well, my grandmother's actually in the hospital. She was actually on the floor. I guess that it's happening.
We then conducted some negotiations with the male subject. He surrendered without any further incident, and when he was taken into custody, it was discovered he was not armed.
It was not a hostage situation. It was a distressed father who refused orders by both the hospital and police to leave the hospital room.
It's always a relief whenever we can take the individual into custody without any further actions.
No further information is available regarding the condition of the patient, and at this point, it's still unclear if charges will be filed against the father. Operations at Tomball Regional Medical Center are back to normal. As day turned to night in France, a heartbroken nation gathered to grieve what they're calling France's 9/11. Up to 1 million people gathered in the streets of Paris following 3 days of terror that left 17 people dead in the past week. The nation remains on high alert after security forces fatally shot a man who police said killed 4 hostages Friday at a kosher supermarket in eastern Paris. The same day, police killed 2 brothers they say attacked the Paris office of satirical magazine Charlie Hebdo and left 12 people dead. On Thursday, a policewoman was killed south of Paris. According to French police, law enforcement officers have been told to erase their social media presence and carry weapons at all times because terror sleeper cells have been activated in the country. World leaders and dignitaries, including U.S. Attorney General Eric Holder, attended the Unity rally.
We have seen these kinds of attacks or attempts at these kinds of attacks, certainly in the United States. We've seen things like this in the United Kingdom. We've seen this in Nairobi. We've seen it in Australia and Canada. This is the nature of the new threat that we must confront.
Also a gathering spot Sunday, the Grand Synagogue. Amid terror threats, it was closed Friday for the first time since World War II. But on this day, it was wide open for support. The number of Jews leaving France to move to Israel has soared following a spike in attacks on Jews there.
And to fight against the terror, it's very easy. We have just to be together. It's to be safe, of course, but to be together. It's a really dream of France.
The Eiffel Tower, fully lit and sparkling with hope after the rally. 2 parents in Evansville, Indiana, are getting some much-deserved backfire for letting their 1-year-old daughter play with a handgun. We warn you, the following cell phone video is disturbing. It shows the 1-year-old pointing the .40 caliber and even putting it in her mouth, as whoever is recording or watching encourages her to say pow and bang.
Say bang. Shoot. Shoot. Bang.
At no point in the video does anyone stop the child from playing with the gun.
Shoot that thing, fat baby.
Horrifying. Evansville police say the magazine was removed from the gun, but a bullet could have been in the chamber. Cops found the video after they arrested the man whose voice is heard on the video, 19-year-old Michael Barnes, for allegedly attempting to sell a gun to an undercover cop. The little girl's mother, 22-year-old Tony Wilson, is charged with neglect, criminal recklessness with a deadly weapon, and allowing a child to possess a firearm. Remember, folks, kids are supposed to play with toys, not guns. And apparently some adults shouldn't be playing with kids. Even though the weather this week has been frightful, the hype machine has been so delightful. And why wouldn't it be? College football fans have been waiting for a true championship game for years. So it's going to take more than cold rain to dampen the spirits of fans who've traveled all the way to DFW to check out the big game. With only 1 day left until kickoff, we caught up with some of the diehards out in Sundance Square.
Getting to see Fort Worth a bit and Arlington and out to Grapevine to see where the Oregon Ducks are staying. It's been just a great weekend.
And the fun is being had by people of all ages, regardless of if they think their team's going to win.
Who do you think's going to win?
Oregon.
Oregon? Are you an Oregon fan?
We're Ohio State.
Oh, I'm sorry about that.
Hey, you can't blame Ohio State fans feeling that way. They're currently 6-point underdogs heading into Monday. But one thing you can bet on is that OSU's famous marching band will be in top form, no matter who takes home the trophy. They were marching it out in Dallas, putting the finishing touches on their show. So it looks like everyone is ready, from the players to the fans and even the band. And maybe the result will surprise even the harshest of fans. Coming up on Newsfix, a night out on the town for Chris Brown results in the club being fired up. No, seriously, shots were fired, and it was all caught on cam. We've got the juice on the latest fad and how it's flowing through Big D. That's ahead on Newsfix.
Get the best of Newsfix on any digital device at CW33.com. Comment and share your favorite Newsfix stories at CW33.com.
Don't wake me up, don't wake me.
Hey, Chris Brown, wake up! It seems trouble follows you wherever you go. Brown was on stage at a nightclub in San Jose, California early Sunday morning when gunshots rang out. This video from TMZ shows the crowd panic and start running. It looks like even Brown can't believe what he's seeing. 5 people were wounded in the shooting. Police detained several people but didn't say if anyone was arrested or if Brown was a target. This is the 3rd time in recent months that violence has erupted while Brown was at a club. In August, he escaped unharmed from a shooting at a club in Hollywood. And in September, a brawl broke out at a club in New York where Brown was drinking with friends. Maybe the best way to enjoy Brown's music is in the comfort and safety of your own home. There are few who can claim to have witnessed historical milestones in our country. Gene Hudson is among the few.
I joined the Navy in 1940.
Oh, wow.
No war. I was going to see the world, which I did. The only trouble was I was getting shot at all the time.
To say Hudson has lived a lifetime of memories would be an understatement.
I ended up being a senior chief boatswain mate. When I went in, it was still peacetime. And then when the war started, we was operating out of Pearl Harbor, Territory, Hawaii. And fortunately, we were not in there that day. A different time, obviously. Different world. I was just fortunate to have lived through all of that and still be able to talk about it.
On Sunday, Hudson celebrated a personal milestone. He turned 95 years old. Surrounded by friends and family, he ushered in a new year filled with love and a salute to a man who helped define a nation and whose contributions are forever appreciated. Okay, chances are either you or someone you know resolved to drop some LBs this year. And chances are you may even try the latest food fad, juicing.
I believe after the 3rd day, you actually really can kind of tell that it's actually doing something to your body.
Your body craves the real food, but it's better for your body.
But if the idea of just juice isn't enough to get your juices flowing, one company has created its own unique blend.
There's been a bunch of juice cleanses. I mean, for the past few years, that's kind of been the big trend, but you don't see a lot of food cleanses.
California-based Beaming wants to extract the most out of your food cleanse by adding food to the mix.
It's not a huge shock to your system, and you know, we still want to eat. We still want to eat food and not just have to do the juice cleanses, and I've done those in the past, and they're fine, but they take a toll on your body because your body's not used to it. So this is a nice way to still do a cleanse and incorporate healthy food.
Items are pre-packed, labeled, and shipped straight to Texas. WebMD.com reports most juicing plans alone eliminate essential fiber from fruits and veggies, fiber your body needs. Hey, maybe this plan is the alternative for those who crave more than just the typical cleanse.
And if you don't know, now you know. Genesis. When I was dead broke, man, I couldn't picture this. 50-inch screen, money green, leather sofa. Got 2 rides,
Tonight, expect lows in the 30s. Tomorrow, a high near 45. Here's a look at the week ahead. Expect a bit of a warm-up toward the end of the week. Now, let's take a look at current temps. And sports, them boys end their season with a loss against the Packers up in Green Bay. We all know certain selfies need to stop. Seriously? At a funeral? Well, here's something that might keep you from posting that pic. An Ohio State study finds men who share lots of selfies on social media are more likely to be narcissistic and can even show psychopathic traits.
When it comes to getting likes on Instagram, they call me Michael Jordan.
The study looked at data collected from 800 men between ages 18 and 40. Now, not to get too scary,
There is no real me, only an entity.
the results didn't mean all guys posting selfies are narcissists or psychopaths. Men in the study all tested in the normal range of behavior, but it can mean they've got more antisocial traits. The study found men editing or adding filters to their pictures have higher levels of self-objectification.
Guys who post a lot of selfies, I would say, are very narcissistic.
I don't know that I would think if you post a lot of selfies, it would mean that you have that type of character trait.
That might be tied to a guy's ego. If they're taking a lot of selfies, they might be more prideful than your average guy.
Ladies, don't think you're off the hook. While this study doesn't survey women, lead researcher Jesse Fox says follow-up research with women trends in the same direction. Something to think about before your next post.
All the world is made of stories, and all of those stories are right here.
Looks like the popular Afterlife animated movie should add another chapter to its book. That's right, the film, The Book of Life, was just nominated for a Golden Globe, Best Animated Feature.
Don't try to take it all in at once.
Yeah, making the moment more golden, the movie was made right here in Big D.
We're very proud of it, and we believe it deserves this.
The book was brought to life in the Real FX Studios in Deep Ellum. It's the production company's first Golden Globe nomination.
We felt Jorge's passion and enthusiasm about the project, and that was as important as anything.
I know exactly what to play. You got what I need.
Real FX has been cranking out creativity for over 20 years. Hey, you might even recognize some of their work. The studio started making feature animated films last year. Freebirds was the first of 5 the studio plans to release over the next few years. Book marks the second film, and it's already nominated.
This is incredible. Epic fiestas every day.
Little studio independent from Dallas, competing alongside of DreamWorks, Disney, Warner Brothers. Very proud.
Talk about a storybook ending. Congrats, guys. Here's hoping you can bring home the gold.
If you're one of the millions of self-proclaimed chocoholics out there, here's something that will melt your heart. A new kind of 3D printer is cranking out chocolate confections. It's called the Cocoa Jet, and it was just unveiled at the 2015 Consumer Electronics Show. This printer spits out just one thing: smooth, cool, mouth-watering chocolate.
Wow, chocolate.
It's meant for bakers and chocolatiers, but there's nothing stopping you from putting one in your home.
And if I had a printer that'll print some chocolate, I would be on my computer all day.
Anything I don't have to, if I don't have to cook, definitely, I will use it.
You can even use the accompanying software to design original shapes for the melty material. These are the kinds of 3D printers already on the market at Micro Center. They can even be adapted with the right materials. Let's call it chocolate ink to make candy. But don't expect enough chocolate to feed an army. It takes about 15 minutes to print a single bonbon.
I think it's actually really cool. It's pretty innovative to see food things going into 3D printing. I think it's the future, man.
So there you have it. The sweet future is here. It will be 15 minutes after you hit print.
America by numbers.
America by numbers.
America by
America
numbers.
America by numbers.
America by numbers.
America
by numbers.
Our sweet tooth. The average American consumes 22 teaspoons of sugar every day. The average child in the U.S. consumes 32 teaspoons of sugar per day. The average can of soda has 10 teaspoons of sugar. On average, Americans drink 53 gallons of soda per person each year. Added sugar accounts for 496 calories per day. The consumption of sugar is growing faster than the world's population, increasing about 1% every year. And that's America by Numbers, our sweet tooth.
We've all done it. Sent a text you kind of regret, wishing desperately you could take it back. Well, fear no more. There's an app for that. Finally. And find out why waiting till later in the morning to check your email can make for a more productive day. And here I thought coffee was a cure for this. Ha! That's ahead on Newsfix.
Have you ever sent a text message and then a few seconds later you were like,
No, God!
Yeah, we've all sent an embarrassing text message or two. But guess what? Now there's an app for that. Say hello to Strings. It's a play off the whole no strings attached thing because now text messages will have strings attached. Well, virtual ones at least. Strings gives you the ability to permanently delete a text message from your phone and any phone you send it to. But before you get too excited, there are some strings attached to that. The app requires your friends to ask your permission before downloading any photos or videos you send them. And the person you're texting also has to have the app downloaded. And Strings can't stop the person on the receiving end from getting the text in the first place, or screen capturing it for that matter. But just like Snapchat, users are notified if something is screen captured. But unlike Snapchat, Strings bans users if they screen capture more than 3 times. Oh yeah, and the app is only compatible with iOS. So with all these strings attached, it might be best to just stop sending dumb text messages altogether. What do you think?
Does the workplace leave you feeling a little overwhelmed? The American Institute of Stress says 80% of workers stress on the job, and nearly half of those polls say they need help learning how to manage it. This week, the gang at Forbes magazine stepped in with some pro tips to help you conquer that daily deluge of tasks so you can reclaim your peace of mind. Number 1, no emails for the first 3 hours on the job.
I find the most successful clients that I have get up, check email to make sure that there aren't urgent things, look for something from their boss, and don't open up anything else that might just be an FYI.
Number 2, prioritize ruthlessly.
Particularly as you move up in a company, you are going to get promoted based on your ability to prioritize effectively. You will never get all your work done. So make sure that you're looking at the work that you have to get done, work with your boss about what are the most important priorities, and work on those.
And lastly, number 3, bulk task.
There are always so many items that are itty-bitty little things, paying bills or writing a thank you card. Make sure that you're not doing those in the middle of a big project.
And there you have it. So jump out of that fetal position and grab the wheel. It's your time to shine. With the beginning of the new year, many, as part of their New Year's resolution,
Get in my belly!
vow to lose that tire around the waist. One diet expert, David Zinzinko, claims he has a way to target that belly fat by eating certain foods that target fat genes and cause them to turn off, all without counting calories or food deprivation. We decided to check it out with a nutritionist.
It talked specifically about losing belly fat. So there is unfortunately no quick fix with regards to just losing the belly fat from using natural foods.
That's not to say that much of the information Zinzinko gives isn't valid for general weight loss. though it isn't anything most of us haven't heard before.
Like eating dark green vegetables, eating a diet high in nuts and plant proteins, which can help reduce your body weight because you are moving towards a healthier lifestyle.
So if you want to live up to your resolution, nope, there's no quick fix. It all comes down to the old healthy diet and exercise. Good luck.
It's official. College students and their parents now carry more of the burden than ever of paying tuition.
People pay for their tuition and then they're entirely broke after that.
A Government Accountability Office report says students in public schools pay more than the state, which contributes only 23% of the cost. That's the first time ever.
We don't need no education.
With less state money available to help with tuition, while tuition costs rise, higher education is becoming harder for governments to help subsidize, making it less affordable for future scholars. So unless mom and dad are independently wealthy,
So we're here trying to better our lives. It's not good if we leave with like a $20,000 debt or $20,000 debt.
One option.
I knew I always wanted to finish school, so I wanted to find a free way to finish school, and that's one of my reasons for joining the military.
The good news in Texas. The Legacy Act allows for the kids of those who've served in the military to use the benefits of their parents earned while in service, but only if they call Texas home while on active duty. Another option.
I have a nice scholarship and a few grants to take care of the rest pretty much.
So kids, better start soon on excelling at something. The race for those scholarships just got harder.
While most 15-year-olds are headed back to school, one kid in Dallas is prepping for a world tour. Yeah, really. And that's what makes Dylan Ray our Class Act of the Week. Brought to you by Baylor Scott and White Health. Dylan is a rising star. He's just released a brand new single, is opening for some of Disney's hottest recording artists, and is taking his talent overseas next month.
I was asked to be a part of the Red Fest in Dubai, and it's a big music festival with artists like Iggy Azalea, Jeremiah, Kidding, The Script, just to name a few.
Yeah, Dylan is also part of the Teen Nation Tour, an anti-bullying music tour that tries to reach out and help kids being bullied.
Everyone has been bullied at some point, whether it be with words, whether it be physically. I've been through it all throughout middle school, some parts of high school, and I know what it makes you feel inside, and I don't want other people to feel that way, the way that I felt while being bullied.
Dylan switched to an online high school when he moved into the music industry.
'Cause I don't ever want to feel this way. Lord, let me fly away.
I don't even know the word to put into this, because I'm gonna miss, seeing my friends every day. I'm gonna miss seeing the people that I've grown up with every day. As crazy as it sounds, I'm gonna miss turning in a late paper or something. Just the feel of growing up as a normal teenager is kind of going away, and I have mixed emotions about that, to be honest with you.
He jokes there could be benefits to his current school situation.
Well, the good thing is about this is it's self-paced, and that means I can finish 9th grade when I'm 25 if I want to. I don't know if my dad's gonna let that happen.
Hey Dylan, we don't think that's gonna happen. But it looks like this teen pop star is charting a steady course all the way to the top. Know of a class act at your school? Let us know about it. Email classacts@CW33.com. Brought to you by Baylor Scott and White Health.
The fashion industry is known to give people an artificial sense of beauty, right? A new underwear campaign from Calvin Klein is taking heat for giving pop star Justin Bieber a completely artificial makeover using Photoshop. The website breatheheavy.com is releasing what it says are the unaltered photos from the ad. Just look at the before and after. I mean, this guy blows up like the Incredible Hulk. Yikes! Just look at how much work was done to this photo. His muscles get more defined, his arms and legs get bigger, his jawline gets more square, his butt gets a bit more shape, his head gets smaller, I guess to make everything else look bigger. And of course, his package gets filled out too. You think this guy was Popeye after a can of spinach. So this got us wondering, what other celebrities could be turned into underwear models using Photoshop? Jim Parsons? Seth Rogen? How about Danny DeVito? Just remember, in the fashion world sometimes, a picture is worth 1,000 lies.
A lot of us have one weird, useless talent, right? Who knows, maybe you can make your eyebrows do this. Or maybe you have a knack for juggling. But have you ever heard of egg balancing?
Most people, if they can balance an egg at all, it's going to take them 5 to 10 minutes.
Well, meet Brian Spots. He's a master at making eggs stand on end, and he's getting a chance to prove it on live television in China later this month. Brian will attempt to break the current world record for fastest time to balance a dozen eggs.
This is on the show, so it's all done. Like the adjudicator's there, he'll observe everything.
And he's no stranger to the pressure. Back in 2003, Spots broke the record for the most eggs balanced at once. 1,290 eggs total. That's a lot of omelets. 11 years and multiple records later, he's trying to take back his title by balancing 12 eggs in less than 75 seconds.
I actually invented the category of fastest time to balance a dozen eggs for myself.
So hopefully Spots can beat the competition and doesn't crack under pressure. All right, we're done with the puns. Here's to another world record, Brian. Weird science stories are usually strange, but this next one is downright fishy. Veterinarians at the Vancouver Aquarium recently performed cosmetic surgery on a fish. Why? Well, to keep him from getting beaten up by his other tank mates, of course. Bullying in school is a big problem, even in a school of fish. The unnamed yellow rockfish, probably to protect his identity, needed his eye removed due to cataracts. But that wasn't the last of his worries. No, losing an eye can make fish appear weak, causing other fish to attack it. Worried that the now one-eyed fish was going to catch a major beat down by his buddies, the aquarium came up with a first-of-a-kind plan. Give the fish a fake eye. The vets knocked out their fishy patient and then fitted him with a prosthetic eye. Water is moved along the fish's gills the whole time, and when the procedure is over, the fish is placed in his recovery bucket, looking good as new. Chum! Now back in his environment, the fish has a new look, and his frenemies are none the wiser. Looks like nobody's getting bullied today. This goes to show you, sometimes appearance means everything, especially underwater.
Tonight, expect lows in the 30s. Tomorrow, a high near 45. Here's a look at the week ahead. Expect a bit of a warm-up toward the end of the week. Now, let's take a look at current temps. And sports, them boys end their season with a loss against the Packers up in Green Bay.
If you love college football, you love this week. It's the first ever college football Super Bowl championship, whatever the heck they're calling it. The Ducks and the Bucks It seems kind of fitting because it seems for years the NCAA has been ducking for cover when it comes to players making some bucks. There's big money at stake here. ESPN is spending about $7 billion just to televise the playoff games over the next 12 years. Let's hope the debate over paying players doesn't take that long to settle. Sure, there's talk some schools may soon pay players up to $5 grand a year for expenses. But is it enough when billions of dollars are literally being passed around? Now, I wish the NCAA would pay more attention to what's still going on when it comes to making money. All right, you may have heard about how the NCAA stopped selling memorabilia on its website after people noticed the site was selling merchandise with the names of student athletes. Well, it looks like everyone isn't working from the same playbook now. I want you to go to the Big Ten website. You can spend a few $100 for the head buck. There's a lot of signed memorabilia for sale with OSU coach Urban Meyer's autograph. It seems like the Big Ten Conference has a big double standard brewing. It can sell their coaches, but the coaches have to sell the kids on doing a good job and likely getting paid with a thank you. Wonder if that'll score some points with the players. Now, I'm all for paying these kids more than the value of a scholarship. I just hope the powers that be also learn the value of keeping its eye on the ball.
Have something you want Simon to say? Call him on the feedback line. He may even use it on the air.
Now, from the AT&T Uverse studio, sponsored by AT&T Uverse.
They are the gadgets that can help you break your bad habits, whether it's smoking or slouching. Here's tech to the rescue. Bad habit number 1, oversleeping. Trouble getting up? Lark Pro Sleep Monitor can help. It tracks your sleep pattern, then gently vibrates to wake you up. Sure beats that blaring alarm. Lark Pro Sleep Monitor also tracks your mood. Bad habit number 2, terrible posture. We slouch at our computers all day long. Lumo Lift perfects your posture.
Perfect posture can make you appear 5 to 10 pounds slimmer. It helps align your spine so that your organs can properly function, and it improves your circulation.
Place the small magnetic sensor by your collarbone, and a gentle buzz reminds you to sit up straight. It also reminds you to get up once in a while and move around. $99. Bad habit number 3, too much sun. We love getting rays, but too much is bad for skin. Sun Friend's personal UV monitor lets you know when you've soaked up your daily limit. When the light's on, it's time to find some shade. $50. Bad habit number 4, smoking. It claims nearly 500,000 lives a year in the U.S. alone, but it's tough to break. Enter Quick Key, a simple gadget that records how many times you smoke a day and gradually works you down to 0. $63. Now, these gadgets are only half the equation. You gotta bring that willpower and the desire to win. If you want links to all of these gadgets to break bad habits, go to the website. It is thetechreport.tv. I'm Rich DeMuro.
On tonight's Celebrity Crimes Against Humanity, Farrah Abraham. Her celebrity claim to fame, MTV 16 and Pregnant. Her celebrity crime against humanity, it's no secret she's gotten work done, but Farrah took it upon herself to post pics of her botched lip surgery. Yeah, that's not Photoshop. We would say she's getting ready for that close-up, but we all know that sex tape came out a long time ago. Prince Jackson. His celebrity claim to fame, Michael Jackson's son. His celebrity crime against humanity, Prince has reportedly been hanging out with Justin Bieber. No, just no. Kim Kardashian. Her celebrity claim to fame, sex tape and reality TV. Her celebrity crime against humanity, the National Enquirer says that Kim is so obsessed with being perfect, she even photoshops pictures of her baby, Northwest. Hopefully, much like her botched marriage to Chris Humphries, this doesn't last too long.
Killing, and more killing, making headlines. Innocent human beings' lives getting snuffed out by radical Islamic terrorists in France.
the murder of a doctor and suicide by shooter at a VA medical clinic in El Paso. 2 psycho sisters even shot their own brother in Florida. My closing comment today is simple. We have to be prepared to defend ourselves by any and all means necessary at all times. We don't want to be the person who fooled him or herself into believing it will never happen to me. Radical Muslims have made it clear they are at war with the world's non-Muslims, and they are far more committed to carrying out terrorist attacks than countries like ours are to face it head on. You might disagree with my philosophy, and I respect that. But imagine, if you can, how you would feel suddenly in a situation in the presence of a gunman bent on murdering everyone in your proximity and you. Try to imagine that. Like those people in France. No time to call for help, nowhere to run, no way to fend off your attacker. Helpless. In that moment, it certainly would be a shame to decide that, well, perhaps defending yourself wasn't such a bad idea after all. And the fear itself might just be enough to stop your heart. Awful, I know. True Temper Tools has been using a slogan since around 1907. And maybe it'll make sense if you look at it this way. The right tool for the right job. I believe that includes self-defense in 2015.